Shalom, shalom. Kol halayim la Eloheinu wa hawad la Yehovah Hashem Hamashek Yahushai. Shalom to the elect of Israel. I'm going to make this video very simple and very short because, from the way I see Israel, it's like there's no satisfying in this nation called Israel. There is no satisfying with this nation called Israel. They will always find a way to argue. They will always find a way to try and send subliminals in their lessons. So, this is what goes on in the nation of Israel every single time. And there's no way to please this nation. Romans chapter 11, starting at verse 3. Lord, they have killed thy prophets. And that's the history of our people. They're known for killing the prophets physically and also reputation-wise as well. They like to kill the reputation of people. They like to destroy the reputation of people. And digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. So even sometimes when you're not even paying attention to anything that goes on, you're just minding your business, teaching the word, you're left alone, they still seek your life. They still want to, throw shots. They still want to slay you with, not righteous words, but words of strife. All right? And that's what you have to be careful of. Teachers that teach with strife, teachers that make a lesson based off you making one. James chapter 3, starting at 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. And what's envying? A feeling of discontent and resentment aroused in conjunction with desire for the possession of qualities of another. That can go into jealousy. The object of such feeling, as soon as a brother says something on a video, you instantly make a video to basically try to prove a point to look good on YouTube. Most of these guys that you see, they don't teach because they genuinely want to teach. They might even have your contacts. They might even have, your phone number, or even they could text you. But instead, they take it on YouTube, man. And it just goes to show you, that this digital world, this internet world, it creates a persona for people to behave. Weird behavior, man. All right? Very weird behavior. And that's not how a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai moves. Back in the ancient world, we never had, mobile phones or laptops or tablets. So if we had an issue or a problem, we would have to meet that person in real life or call them on the phone. But nowadays, people will say certain things how they disagree with what you're saying whilst they have your number, but they refuse to call. So it just goes to show you, what's really going on. All right. It really goes to show you. Yeah, this is the right one I wanted to find. It says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. You see? So don't make a video based off someone's. The Bible is telling you not to make a video. If you see certain things about a brother, you make a video instantly reacting. The Bible says, let nothing be done through strife. And that includes making a video. Heated, often violent conflict or disagreement. It says, let nothing be done via strife. If you have a disagreement on a doctrine or what a brother is teaching, don't just instantly react and, make a lesson through strife. Well, have you ever thought of giving someone a phone call? Have you ever thought to actually, meet the person in real life? Or have you ever thought, and most of these guys in the highways and byways, they're not even friends. They're not actually friends. Apart from going to the highways and byways, when have you ever decided to actually, just have a conversation with that brother and maybe spend some quality time? Maybe get to understand what kind of things a brother likes, or what kind of hobbies does he like to do, or what does the brother enjoy, what kind of food does he eat. Not just only just reading precepts, but getting to understand who your brother is, not just going out there and making it a chore. But it clearly shows you that most of these guys, they call it a brotherhood, but you only meet your brother only once a week. When have you ever gone to like the bar with your brother and chilled, or just done something, maybe play like a video game with your brother? Not just, we have to be balanced in this thing. But it just goes to show you that most of these guys, they're not in that spirit of being able to understand their brother, man. All right, when Peter was going fishing, Yahushua helped him catch some fish. That was just Peter just doing his job, and just Yahushua just decided to help. But it just goes to show you that most people, like this precept says, let nothing be done through strife. People just want to, do the opposite of what this precept is saying. Or vainglory. Oh yeah, look at how I rebuke this brother, man. Yeah, vainglory. Going on the comment board so people on YouTube can see. So other brothers can scroll on the comment board and be like, wow, look at this brother. He got cut. That's vainglory, man. But in lowliness of mind. What's lowliness of mind? Lowliness of mind is basically finding the most humble routes to reach out to a brother. Lowliness of mind is being able to do things in peace. Being able to operate in a way where you don't need to have, if you're confused about something, the lowliness of mind is not asking trick questions. Because trick questions is not sincerity. Because there's an ulterior motive behind trick questions. It says, let each esteem other better than themselves. So if you esteem someone better than yourself, would you tell your brother, this went over your head? Or would you tell your brother that he, calling him certain names or insulting your brother? That's not esteeming. If I esteem someone better than myself, I wouldn't like to be called certain names. I wouldn't like to be insulted. So common sense would be like, wow, if I esteem this person better than me, then I wouldn't call that person certain names. But clearly, Jacob is doing the opposite. And to be honest with you, when it comes to the nation of Israel, they're stiff-necked. And these are the ones that we'll be talking about pride the most. But when they point the finger, they don't look under the finger and see the three fingers that are pointing back. Verse 4 says, look not every man on his own things. That means mind your own business. Don't be looking at another man on his own things. Because the 12 tribes of West Africa is out. These birds, these buggers. So hang on. So you're telling me that America can have their own chart? You're telling me that South America can have their own chart? But when it comes to the people dwelling in Western Africa, even just Africa in general, are not possible to know their own chart. And then when you actually go into detail on people in Africa finding out their own chart, it seems to be an issue. It says, look not every man on his own thing, but every man also on the things of others. That means check yourself. Before you go and tell a brother, I feel like you're a teacher, why don't you check a brother inside your camp? Why hasn't he been uploading videos? Why don't he have a YouTube channel? Why don't you remove the mold out of your own eye before you move the mold out of your brother's eye? Why don't you check your own camp before you check another brother's camp? Why don't you remove the leaven in your congregation before you think about removing the leaven of another man's congregation? And why don't you focus on your own foundation instead of another man's foundation? Verse 5 says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushai. Quality over quantity. I'm not going to talk too much. And I know Israel, they're going to talk from morning till night, boop, boop, on the phone, speaking for hours. I genuinely don't care. Talk about me more. Call Allah Hashem Yahushai.